Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Network Chuck. No, I did not get locked out of my office again. Let me adjust my camera here to where I want it to be. I still have a hole in my door, but no, I'm not locked out of my office. Everything's good. Let me know real quick if everyone can hear me and everything's looking pretty good. Coffee in hand, coffee here. Let's talk about what I would do if I were to start over in IT today. Now, I thought it'd be kind of fun to look at it from the perspective of if I were to start like now in my current state with being 30 years old, having 4 kids, and I wanted to change a career into IT, what would that look like? That'd be weird. So I want to see what that looks like, but I'm going to sip some coffee first because I need some coffee. Whew. It's good stuff. What are you guys drinking tonight? I'm also testing out some new software, so let me know how this looks. Actually, I'm going to try it out right now. Let me know if this looks cool. Frank Crinell something says, I can hear you. Great, Frank. Thanks for hearing me. So I'll be answering questions like that here in a bit. Anyways, so in case you don't know my current path in IT, I started in IT. I always lose track how much time ago it was. I started in IT back in 2009. I started studying for the A+. Back then, 2010, I got my first IT job. I was working for Staples. I was one of their easy techs. Didn't last very long because it didn't pay very much. So I actually switched to plumbing sales. Sold toilets. Glamorous job. Loved it. Not really. And then I got my first help desk job. So from there, I did end up getting my A+. I got my CCNA, and then it was all history from there. I was a network engineer, I was a collaboration engineer, and then I became this, a IT trainer and now YouTuber. It's all good, it's all fun. But what would I do right now? Because things have changed quite a bit. Sorry, I've got like a bunch of new things up, and I'm trying to make sure I can not miss anything. Keep the video online, please. Is it not online? Is everything fine? Can everybody hear me? Hope it's okay. Anyways, I love you guys being here. I love Mondays. Mondays are better for me because I get to spend time with you guys. So, yes. So, I've said the word "so" like 15 times. Is someone like doing a drinking game with that? I need to stop doing that. I'm going to try and not say it. So, I can't help it. Right now, programming's big, especially in the engineering space. If you're a network engineer, what are you doing right now? You're learning coding. You're learning Linux. Things are so different right now. What would you end up doing? And my wife texted me telling me everything's good. Thanks, wife. Love you. So if I started right now, if someone came up to me, if Network Chuck came up to me and said, I think you should get into IT. There's a ton of money. I'm assuming I have a horrible job. Let's say I hate my job. Let's say it's like a minimum wage. I'm working in fast food, which is fine and dandy. Let's say I'm working for Starbucks. I actually used to work for Starbucks. Loved it. Love making coffee. Only problem, it doesn't pay very much. It doesn't really help out with a family of 4. It's not a great idea. So what would... It doesn't pay very much. It doesn't really help out with a family of 4. It's not a great idea. So my phone just started playing my video. That is so weird. It's the second time that's happened to me. So what would I do? First of all, first piece of advice I would give myself, A+. I always say A+, right? A+ is the first thing you got to do. I'm going to switch to my handy dandy screen here. Scoot this over. Hopefully that works. Yeah, it looks pretty... Oh, whoa. The chat's like all up in there. I need to adjust that. That's not healthy. Let's move that out of the way. Chat, let's move you way over here, zoom you down, look at some live troubleshooting here, and scoot you right down, maybe make you a bit smaller, and scoot you back up. Going crazy. Thank you guys for being so patient with me as I figure out this new program. Anyways, so right now I've got Cisco stuff pulled up. You'll be surprised what I say about that. Controversial. Anyways, let me pull this over here a little bit. CompTIA is what I would start with. CompTIA, actually, that would be my initial step, is to spend a lot of time in CompTIA, because I believe the engineers of today need a wide base of knowledge. I mean, seriously. As a network engineer, it used to be okay that you just understood routing and switching. That used to be the norm, and that was fine. You could live off of that. As a system admin, maybe a Windows admin, all you had to know was system Windows administration. Like that's all you had to know. Maybe a few things here and there, but never has it been so jack of all trades-ish. I used to be the biggest advocate of someone, if you wanted to make good money in IT, then you find your specialty as soon as possible and then dive deep into that specialty. And it worked for me in Cisco collaboration. No one wanted to do collaboration. I did it, made money. It's awesome. But if I were to do it over again today, I would not take that path. What I would do is I would start with the CompTIA A+. Gives you the base knowledge for everything you pretty much need to know to start. At the same time, assuming I'm a father of 4 working a fast food or working at Starbucks, I would also start applying for IT jobs immediately. I would get on all the job forums. I would do everything in my power to find that first job. Absolutely necessary. Just check the chat, make sure everything's good. Cool. I'm not going to tell you the new program. Anas, it's a secret. I'll tell you guys later. I'll let you know how it actually works out. Where was I? I would start applying at every job I could. I would get on Indeed. Like, let's pull up Indeed right now. Pulling up Indeed. I'm here in Dallas, Texas. I would search for help desk. Help desk jobs. Where you at? Entry, IT, and service support. Man, that's really good salary. It's remote work, which I think everybody's doing remote work right now. Gosh, check it out. What are they looking for? They want. This is a pretty cool job, actually. Huh, who wants this job? Come to Dallas, it's amazing. They want 1 year of IT support, which that's actually not bad, guys. Look at that, 39,000 to 78,000, which of course, if you're on the 1 year realm, it's going to be kind of low. This is not a bad job, not a bad job at all. If that's a valid job, seems pretty legit though. Yeah, that's amazing. So yeah, 1 year of experience, and so let's assuming I don't have any IT experience, I would ignore that. I would. Here's what I would do, and you have to stalk, and I'll make a more detailed video about this. But I would find this company on LinkedIn, and I would go find everyone I could who worked there, and I would connect with those people. I would try to find the help desk manager. I would try to find anybody and connect with them, because people hire who they know. Just how it is. You hire who you know. If you happen to know that person pretty well, you're going to end up hiring them most of the time. You're going to hire somebody you know over someone you don't know. Just makes sense. That's just familiarity. That's how human nature works. So I would try to get to know people. I would try to network my way into that situation. If I were right now starting from fresh scratch, just nothing, I would be applying for jobs like this. Let's see what else we got. Tier 1 help desk, man, jump all over that. Looking for 2 years, I would ignore that. I would just say, I'm your guy. I've got fire. I've got hustle. I'm studying right now. I work at Starbucks. I know how to deal with difficult people. You know what? People are cranky in the morning. When they don't have their lattes yet, they might as well be terrorists. They just want to kill you. You have to give them their lattes, and they'll be fine. They're like kittens after that. But you have to work that angle. So yeah, I mean, gosh. By the way, if you live in an area where you don't have like the job search looking like this, it's 38 jobs, but I think it's kind of filtered. I could search IT support. If you don't live in an area with, oh my gosh, look at this. With this many jobs here, move to a different area. That's the other thing I would do. If I were working at Starbucks in Timbuktu or in the middle of nowhere, if I wanted to get into IT, Starbucks is everywhere. Starbucks will transfer me somewhere else. I want to get somewhere where there's a big, massive, huge IT infrastructure, IT force. And that's what I would do. So A+, without a doubt, first A+. Once I finish the A+, assuming I can get that first job. Now, here's the kicker. Here's the, and you guys have heard me say this before. You know I say this a lot. If I were, just make sure the chat's all good. 600 people in here. How you guys doing? If I got that first job before I finished my A+, which the A+ is no joke. It's a big exam. It's a massive thing. It's 2 exams. 2 exams. I remember taking it. I remember the emotional roller coaster of taking part 1 and then part 2, and you're like, I finished. It felt so good. Snuffleupagus said, great name. I'll move to Dallas for that. Yeah, that's a legit job. 800 people. Welcome, guys. So glad you're here. And I'll go back and, oh, coffee falling out of my mustache. Any bearded gentlemen out there have the same problem? But if I got that job before my A+ was finished, I would drop the A+ and move on, because the A+ is valid and good for that first job, unless you're still exploring what you want to do. Now, I'll tell you what in looking at the industry and all the things I've been able to touch and experience, I'm very blessed to have done this so far. I can tell you what I would walk down based on what I've become interested in and what I believe is the big win, like the big bet you can put your career on. But also, it's not always just about what's going to win. You have to find out what you're passionate about. I tell this to you guys all the time. Get the A+ so you can see which thing you like. It might be networking. It might be systems. It might be Linux. It might be cloud. They'll give you just a little taste of it here and there. But anyways, sip of coffee time. So, assuming I got the first job, I might finish A+ just to see where I'm at. Where would I go next? Let's get back to my screen. You're gonna laugh at me, but I mentioned I want to go wide. I would stay in CompTIA land for a while. CompTIA, what are they known for? They're known for the 1 to 5 years of your first IT experience. That's what they're known for. I would, probably at this point, I would go for Network Plus. And I know this is weird for me to say, because I normally don't say go Network Plus. I normally don't say that, but I'm saying it now. Now, why am I saying that? Well, because you know what? This new CCNA thing that we have going on, I'm not impressed, guys. I'm not impressed at all. You heard me say it before. The new CCNA is fine and dandy. It's the CCNA name itself still holds a ton of weight, because you know what? While we all care about the changes in the new CCNA and we take the exams, the rest of the industry doesn't quite know that yet. They don't know the new changes that have come about. They just know that I want a network guy. I'm going to look for a guy that has a CCNA. But we know, or I know at least, and what I've seen, and I share this opinion with a few others in the industry, the CCNA is kind of weak sauce now. It goes wide. It goes wide like the Network Plus, and the exam was boring. I'm sorry, it was just boring. It's a boring exam, no lab simulations. Now, do I recommend you get the CCNA? Like, I don't want to steer you wrong. Should you get the CCNA? Yes, because it still holds value. It does, because of the name recognition currently right now. Will I be making a CCNA course? You bet you I will, because I love networking. So yes, go down that path. But I would say Network Plus first, because Network Plus might be all the networking knowledge you need. Now, I keep saying, what path would I choose? Right now, we're still going wide. You need that wide breadth. You need that wide base of knowledge, because wherever you go, wherever you specialize in as an engineer in IT, you're going to have that wide base now. You have to, because you're going to approach. You might end up somewhere and you'll feel like you have to go back and learn everything. That's what all these engineers are doing right now who are highly specialized in one area. They're having to go back down and learn the entry-level stuff of Linux, Python, and all that, because they have been left behind in the area. They're catching up. So might as well get that great, fantastic base and use that knowledge as you move forward in any track that you just fall in love with. Because you will fall in love with something. IT is amazing. You're going to have so much fun and all this stuff. Sure, we have our bad times. We have our bad days. Studying can get stressful. But most of the time, and really on average, it's amazing. Anyways, I'm getting on a tear here. This coffee is potent today. Staying in CompTIA land. Here's where else I would go. Let me just check the chat real quick. Can I make a beginner's guide to networking? Good idea. Because I'm at the point now where certifications are fantastic. They are, because they give you that industry standard thing on your resume. However, if you're just wanting the knowledge because you already have a job, you just need to quickly acquire that knowledge. I think little video training series that just give you what you need, like maybe a little intro to Linux. As a network engineer, you don't need to know Linux system administration. You don't need to know all of everything that entails that, but you need to know a little bit of Linux to be able to work with your automation tools. So a little intro to Linux course would be amazing. I am going off on a tangent. Where would I go next? Security Plus. Security Plus is a no-brainer. That's what, I'm going to start drawing on things. I need to draw. Where's my pen? I haven't drawn on the screen in a while. I want to do it, but I can't find my pen program. Where'd it go? I think it disappeared. Yeah, it's gone. I'm gonna try one more time. No, it disappeared. We're not drawing today. So I'll go Security Plus. Industry standard. You get that DoD certification. Man, Security Plus is like one of the most popular CompTIA certifications, one of the most popular IT certifications in general. Without a doubt, go that way. Cloud Plus, won't touch it. Linux Plus, yes. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm still in CompTIA land. I'm a data 4 working at Starbucks. Maybe just got my first IT job on a help desk. I'm going A+, I'm going Network Plus, and then Security Plus and Linux Plus. Great base. A lot of CompTIA stuff, but it's fantastic. It really is. Now at that point, you could go the other CompTIA routes if you really want. If you want to get into cybersecurity, man, CYSA is solid. Pen test, not really there yet, I don't believe. I'll have to look more into that as I go down my CEH path. If you haven't seen that, I'm going to get my CEH. My video I posted a few days ago is up and live. Go check that out. The rest of CompTIA I would kind of sit on. After that, me personally, so this is where the path becomes a bit mixed based on what you find in your journey. Me personally, I love networking. I really do. Like despite where the industry is going right now, is dear to my heart. So what I would do after all that is get my CCNA, just because the CCNA is such a legendary networking certification. It still is. It always will be. Well, I don't know why I said it always will be. I don't know. I hope it does. I hope it's strong and solid. I hope the exam evolves into something really, really cool. I think having the CCNA on your resume right now, though, is still always a good thing. So get that CCNA. Because Cisco's everywhere, and if you work with any other vendor, they're going to be very, very similar to Cisco. So having CCNA is such a solid, amazing thing to do. But me personally, my path stops there with Cisco. Really? No way. Yes. Yeah. If I were to start today, I wouldn't go any further than CCNA. Mic drop. I wouldn't go CCMP or any of those other concentrations, specializations, whatever. Just because of, I'm a marketing guy. I make YouTube videos. I know what holds value, what changes things. If you look at the certifications, right? Where's the new paths? I mean, yeah, here's all the paths. A CCMP Enterprise, you can have 5 different flavors, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different flavors of a CCMP Enterprise. Like, it's confusing. How can the industry adapt to this? I don't know. How can HR adapt to this? It may become the industry standard to do stuff like this, but, oh, you can't see it. Now you can see it, sorry. 6 paths, 6 different types of CCMPs now, and that's just one track. That's the CCMP Enterprise. It's confusing as heck, and that's a bad recipe for marketing. When HR doesn't know how to look for jobs, when managers aren't really sure what to ask for, it becomes confusing, and I think that's why I'm going to go as far as CCNA. Also because I think the job of y'all gonna dog me on this. I'm telling you, this might be a controversial stream. All 900 of you in here now. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, I'm gonna take a pause real quick. I've got to thank my members because you guys are amazing. We're at 428 members right now, which is incredible. Like, thank you so much for letting it not be so scary as my new entrepreneurial journey is taking off. Huge shout out to all my Beast Mode members. I got them right here. I had them on the initial screen. Eric Torres, Z Hive, Rick Anderson, Michael Rossi, and then Digital Marketing Partners, PA. Respect. That's some smart marketing right there. And of course, I've got my Network Chuck Army. A bit of a lower tier, but still, you guys are amazing. I'm going to pull you up right now, although I can't find it right now. Oh, here we go. I'm on top of it. I got this, guys. Network Chuck Army. I've got 4 levels. Really, it's just a matter of how much you can support. So the Network Chuck Army, I got Jay Honez, Brian, Jay Giel, Allah, Kutbi, BK302002, Dr. Lazarus, and Ryan Depp. Thank you guys for supporting me. And of course, the other tiers, my Unicorn and my 10X engineers, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. All right, moving on. Coffee time. Cisco. Someone said I support your feeling with Cisco. Yes. Cisco has become frustrating because it used to be back in the day that if a company had Cisco, they would have everything Cisco. And it was great. As a Cisco engineer, you come in, it's all Cisco all day, baby. You don't have to learn nothing else. It's fantastic. But now, more and more shops, when I say shops, I mean IT departments, are multi-vendor, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, we might as well have white box switches, white box routers, because it's all about the code, less about the hardware. And man, I just don't see the value in, me personally, I don't see the value in going down the path of becoming a network engineer. If I were just I wouldn't tell someone to start from scratch today. That's based on my own interest, because I know what's out there. I know what I'm going to bet on here in the future. Now, that's to say, if you fall in love with networking, go for it, because you'll always have a place, at least for the next 20, 30 years. If you are trying to plan beyond 30 years, then change it up. But I'm more looking at because I think network engineers will always be around. You will always be able to find a job, and you'll make good money. What I'm talking about is what's going to be exciting, cutting edge, and what you could demand a lot of money for, top dollar stuff. Many of you saw it coming. What I'm about to say, I would go cloud. Cloud. Without a doubt, cloud is where it's at. You know, I've dived into the Microsoft Azure world. I've dived into the AWS world a little bit. But I think cloud is the future. If you don't know what cloud is, if you're new to IT and you're just getting into this and you're like, cloud, yeah, I've heard that word. It's a buzzword. Cloud is just someone else's computer, someone else's data center. So instead of putting all of my servers and all of my stuff in my own data center where I have to pay money for all these servers and rent space and deal with all the physical nature of that, we just put our servers in the cloud. And we run everything in the cloud. It's fast. It's redundant. It's relatively secure. No, it's really secure. It is secure. Many people are like, tinfoil hat, I'm not putting my stuff in the cloud. The government is, which may not be a good argument, but banks are and other big companies. It's what's happening. The cloud makes it easier. We can move faster. We can be more agile. And it just makes more sense. Now, before I jump into cloud, I'm going to mention this. Chuck, I know you're asking this. Chuck, what about network automation? What about that? What if you became a network engineer and you focus on network automation? I'm frustrated with network automation. I just am. I think it's cool. It's fun. It's cool to add another layer of just fun on top of what you already do as far as networking, but it's a frustrating environment. Here's where I see network automation going. Network automation is going to be dominated by GUI tools. That's it. It will be. We have this call to learn scripting. We have this call to learn all these things, which is, I think, you need to learn it. But I think the traditional network engineer is going to be using point-and-click GUI tools for most network automation. We've been doing network automation with SolarWinds for a long time, guys. Before Cisco came and tried to make their stuff popular, DNA Center is going to be the solution for a lot of Cisco shops. Already is. You know what? It doesn't require a ton of programming knowledge, or any. It's click. Meraki, Ubiquiti. Guess what? Those all use network automation, and you don't have to know a lick of coding. So as far as network automation goes, yes, there's going to be shops where they make their own custom stuff. It's going to be really cool and agile, but eventually the vendors are going to make a tool that's all encompassing, real easy to use. It's going to be simple. And all that hype about learning all the detailed network automation tools, while is great for your career because that stuff bleeds into other areas of IT, I think network automation is just going to be click, drag, click, drag. Unpopular opinion, I know, because we have the new DevNet stuff coming out, which I think is really cool. The DevNet Associate exam was really fun. It covered some great stuff like Linux. It covered Git and some Python stuff. So like that, it's a great exam for learning the base level knowledge in those technologies. But I just don't think that's where network automation is going. Now, what I'm saying could be true maybe 10, 20 years down the road because we're still using Ansible. We're still using all these little tools. But eventually, someone's going to get control of all this and say, okay, we can't have all these guys who aren't professional programmers writing scripts. It's becoming a little crazy. Let's get a tool that's organized, that's dummy-proof, so we can actually organize some things. Now, I'm speaking in terms of like a network that's maybe not too big. That's probably what we're going to see. Big networks maybe have more complexity and need higher level programmers on there, higher level network engineers. So it's not like what Chuck's saying is going to be true for everyone. I know this. I'm just thinking for the industry at large, that's where I see it going. So I diverge. I'm gonna get some more coffee. Whew. So to catch you guys up, where am I at? A plus, CompTIA Network Plus, CompTIA Security Plus, Linux Plus, CCNA. And then I stop there for a second. Then I choose my cloud. And how I choose my cloud will be based on this criteria right here. You go cloud because I think cloud is going to be the future for many companies. And I would do this search. I live in Dallas. Let's search AWS. 606 jobs. What? That's a lot. Okay. Let's search Azure. 399. Pretty clear what I'm going to do right now, right? I'm going to choose AWS. It's got almost double the amount of jobs. Now, I'll tell you this, most jobs, a lot of jobs, look for both. They want you to know AWS. They want you to know Azure. They want you to know Google. Like, that's just, they don't care. Cloud is cloud, and they might use all these cloud vendors. But anyways, I am choosing cloud because I think that's where the industry's going. I also think cloud's very fun because all the things you learn in A+, all the things you learn in networking are there. It's just in the cloud, and it's not as like cool as spinning up a physical lab or a physical infrastructure. It's not as cool as that, but it is pretty cool that your entire infrastructure is up there, or can be. And then it becomes really cool when you get into DevOps. So I'm taking my Network Plus skills, networking, CCNA networking skills, my Linux Plus skills, my security skills. I'm going to start applying them to AWS. I'll start with the AWS Cloud Practitioner to see if I like it. So I'm at this point, I'm okay. Let me go back because I'm kind of going over the place. I get my CCNA. I'm not getting any more certifications after that until I land that first job. If I already have that first job, I'll keep going. Just keep going and prove to my bosses that I am gonna just kill it. I'm talking to my bosses all the time. I'm being totally transparent with them. Hey, I'm on the help desk, but I'm moving. Give me more responsibility. You want me to stay late? Yeah, I'm gonna stay late. Yeah, I'm not spending time with my kids as much as I should, but I know it's gonna pay off. I'm not gonna become a workaholic. My goal is to get to the point where I have a high level job and I can spend more time with my kids. But that initial hustle, especially if you are making that job shift or change, is required. It is. I did it. I stayed late. I at the time. So I'm saying me right now as a 30-year-old with 4 kids making that shift. I did this when I was 21, and I had one kid. No, I think I eventually had 2 kids, maybe 22, and married. And my wife didn't work, so it was all on me. And then trying to accelerate, working those late nights. I would work for free, basically, going to I was on the help desk. I would shadow my network engineer. I would shadow him, go with him to the data center, and just say, teach me what you got. I will hold a server for you while you screw in cage nuts. I just want to learn so I can accelerate. And you know what? It paid off. It did. And that's what you got to do right now. Whatever job you're in, do that. Find that network engineer, become his best friend. Find that cloud engineer, become his best friend or her best friend, whoever it is. Become their best friend. But at the same time, work on those certs because certs are so valuable to your career, especially in the beginning. Because at the beginning of your career, you have a lot to prove. Yeah, that's pretty much the crux of it. You have to prove every ability you have. Take a sip of water real quick. Just gonna check the chat, make sure I'm not make sure everything's still good. Kyle Scoredall, thank you for joining the Unicorn membership. Okay, I'll go through comments here in a bit. Let me get back to talking about this. So, AWS Cloud Practitioner to see if I like it and see if I'm ready to go down. At the same time, I'm going to start looking like I would never stay at a job for longer than 1 to 2 years unless there's promotion opportunity. So if I'm on a help desk at a job and I've been there for a year, if I don't see a clear path to move up, I'm moving somewhere else. Lateral move. I'm going to look for a help desk job at another company that might have AWS or Azure in their infrastructure. How do you find that out? See what the other jobs available are at that company. Company XYZ, go to that company's job board. Search on LinkedIn and see what other jobs they have. If they're looking for senior cloud engineers, looking for AWS, bam, that's the company I want to be at because I know there's a path to go up based on what I want to do. So I'm going AWS Cloud Practitioner to see if I like it. I do. I like it. So I move forward. I get the AWS Certified Solutions Architect, something, 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 and I see if I like it there. Now, there is where I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop right there, and I'm going to focus hardcore on learning more Linux and learning more Python. Those two skills are going to be super valuable in really any path in IT. But in cloud, yes. You're going to want to learn Linux really well, learn Python really well. I've got resources below how you can learn that stuff. My favorite resource for learning Python is Codecademy. I've got a link below. Super fun way to learn Python. I try to do it every day. I've been bad lately, but I'm going to get back on that. In fact, I'll probably do some after this stream. I challenge you to go check out Codecademy too. But yeah, that's where I stop. I know there's other AWS certifications. Like, let's go check them out. Because I haven't actually looked in a while. Let's pull it up. I almost knocked over my coffee. AWS certifications. Let's mosey on down that lane. So the associate is what I was talking about. I really want to draw. I'm going to try and pull up my pen. It's really bothering me that I can't draw. There it is. It was hiding from me this whole time. Now I can draw. Okay. So the associate level is what I'm talking about. I get the solutions architect right there. Beyond that, I'm not going to go anywhere else yet. I'm going to get that Python. This pen's not great. And I'm going to get that Linux. So Linux Plus, I might go ahead and get the RHCSA. Maybe go further than that. That's a Red Hat certification, by the way. Python, there's not really an industry standard for certification for Python that's good. So I would just do enough Python to start doing some cool projects. But look for that job, that first cloud job. My brother did it. He moved from Cisco wireless engineer to AWS engineer. I can tell you right now, what he's learning is Python and Linux. He's doubling down on those skills because that's required in that job role. Required. Beyond that, I don't know if I'd go any further, really. Maybe, I've heard SysOps is pretty fun. DevOps is a little crazy, too. I don't know if I'd go advanced networking. Maybe security. Hard to say, because at this point, you might be looking at companies that are pretty stinking big, that have a huge AWS footprint. So yeah, but then what if I chose Azure? I want to go down that path real quick. What if I chose Azure? Let's go look at Microsoft Azure. Many of you may know that I do have my Azure. Let me type in certification. I do have my Azure Administrator certification as well as my AZ900, the entry level. I love Microsoft Azure. It's fantastic. What I would do for them is get the AZ900 and the Administrator Associate, which is right there. Yeah, so this guy, I'd probably stop there and then focus on, any guesses? Focus hardcore on PowerShell. PowerShell, if you don't know what that is, it's Microsoft's scripting language, and it's almost a full-fledged programming language. You can do anything with it. I've seen people write full-fledged programs with PowerShell, and then I would also focus on Linux because you know what, Microsoft is Linux now. I'm not saying they're, but like with WSL2, Windows Subsystem for Linux 2, they have a Linux kernel basically in Windows 10 and Windows Server. So like Linux is they're best friends now. they are totally best friends. So yeah, learn Linux, learn PowerShell. That's what I would do. That's what if I went down the Azure path. And that's if I searched down the path of like on Indeed.com or any job board that's popular in my area, and I found that Azure was more popular than AWS. But you saw the race was pretty close. Azure, I think, pulled up like 400 jobs, and AWS was like around 600 to 700. It's pretty stinking close. I'm going to move this out of the way. Now, I know someone's already talking about this. You know what? I'm going to bring that chat up, see if I can bring it up real quick. I'm going to address this right now. Although I can't find it now. All my stuff's going away. All right, I'm going to bring up this chat. I'll address your issue, sir, whoever I'm talking to right now. Oh, there's a poll right now? There's a poll going? Dadgummit. Ignore the poll, guys. All right, I can't find that chat. However, someone brought up that, oh, Chuck, you're looking at doing hacking. I'm learning hacking right now. What am I? I'm changing my mind? No, like right now, I'm interested in hacking. I'm talking about what I would do if I started fresh right now in IT. What I think the most lucrative, safe, safe, and fun job for my interest would be. I'm new to the hacking world. Honestly, I don't know if I'm going to like it very much. So far, I enjoy it, but I've only done like script kiddie stuff, basically. I understand what I'm doing, but I'm just running tools. I haven't like done deep reconnaissance. I haven't actually tried to do bug bounties or go to try hack me and stuff. I haven't gone deep down that path. So I'm not sure how interested I would be in that, or how lucrative that would be compared to a cloud job. So the way I view it is I love the traditional path of becoming a network engineer or a systems engineer, and I believe those jobs are morphing into cloud jobs, and I think that's where the money is right now. So that's what I would do. That's the path I would take. Get your base understanding of IT in general, get your A+, get your Network+, get your Linux knowledge down pat. You want to get those things going. Someone asks, let me send this there. So Chuck, why Linux Plus and not LPIC? Because this is just off personal, not preference, but knowledge. I knew what CompTIA Linux Plus was before I knew what LPIC was. Again, certifications are all about marketability. Does someone know what they are? I think there's more people who know. I think there's more help desk jobs. Why am I even saying that? Let's go look. Let's go see. I will see if that's going to be true. I'm going to search. Let's do LPIC 1. See if any jobs come up. 120 jobs. And they all appear to be, well, doesn't seem to be. I think we're kind of mixing careers here. A wedding photographer? Yeah, I don't know what's happening. It typed in Epic. Don't autocorrect me. Okay, LPIC. Yeah, it's not even kind of coming up. No, not Epic. See, I can't even, I'm having a hard time even searching for this. Linux Plus. Okay, Linux Plus brings up a good amount of jobs. Now, I'm sure it's probably just pulling in the Linux keyword as well. Let me see if I can let's see if Indeed lets me do this. Yeah, I mean, Linux Plus is more marketable, I think. That's the only reason I would say that, is Linux Plus is more marketable. I'm going to go stop that poll real quick. In case you guys haven't noticed, there's a poll running for my last stream. For some reason, it's deciding to run right now. I know you just love technology. I'm going to turn that sucker off right now, maybe. And I'll answer some questions here in a bit. That's the path I would take, just based on what I see in the industry, what I think would be fun. When you touch the cloud, you touch everything. When you learn the cloud, you get to touch storage. You get to touch system administration. So you're dealing with Linux machines, Windows machines, all kinds of stuff. Let me stop that poll. Close poll. Poll closed. Should be done. I think I got some votes there. Anyways. I'm going to send another one out there. Do I think that the Linux Foundation is equivalent to Linux Plus? Probably. I don't know. I'd have to take a deeper look. But anyways, I mean, I just think that Linux Plus is better just because of the marketability. Now let's go through some. I lost my train of thought from earlier, so I'm going to go through some questions here real quick. Gosh, it is crazy. I'm going to try and catch all the super chats I had, so let me see here. All right, so Nigel's saying... Again, apologize for the delay. New program. You know how it is. Thank you for the super chat, Nigel. I love all the resources you recommend. But tried Code Academy and they're rubbish in your opinion. You hated it. Why'd you hate it? I like it. I love it. That's just my personal preference. I like Codecademy because you get the immediate application. You get to immediately start down the path of having fun. All right, I'm gonna go through some chats here. Make sure I didn't miss any super chats. Do you guys disagree with my path? Because like again, this is just my opinion. This is. I'm not saying you must follow this if you want to make money. Like you can pick any path in IT, and if you're passionate about it, you'll be successful. That's what I believe. And if you pick a path that happens to, like, if you pick a network engineering path and you become this like CCMP, CCIE boss, and you're amazing, but then network engineering starts to die off and the jobs are hard to find, guess what? You can pivot, you can switch, because all those years of IT experience have built you up to this amazing godlike IT engineer, and you have demonstrated that you can learn stuff so quickly. You can pivot and be agile, both in the agile sense of being able to move fast and also in the coding sense of being agile there too. You can do whatever you want. You can learn coding, you can learn Python, whatever. Part of me wishes, no, actually I take that back. Sometimes I wish I would have went down the coding path, like the traditional computer science coding path. Probably would have not liked it very much. I've even like been tempted to like just do a test on myself and try to go to one of those coding boot camps and see if they're worth anything. But I know that coding jobs are becoming very, very common, and it's harder to demand high dollar salaries for jobs that are becoming more common. Now they still need people in coding, they still need people, but there's more and more coders out there. I think the job paths that are less popular are what we're talking about. People who go down these AWS or Azure paths or network engineering paths, because who heard about these in school? I didn't hear about this in school. I didn't know anything about that in school, unless you go to like colleges like WGU or stuff. They actually have paths designed for that, and it might become more popular and like now. But man, you didn't really hear about that. At least I didn't. My chat's going a little crazy, but I want to try and get through all this. I'm seeing now the chats from people saying I might have locked myself out again. That was funny. I did not do that. Yeah, I was getting my coffee. Don't you guys worry about it. All right, just going to go through here real quick. Look, there's some chats. I apologize if I missed your chats last week, guys. This thing gets crazy. Gabby says, great question, Gabby. Do network engineers do coding? Yeah, they do. A lot of them are. All the traditional network engineers I'm seeing now are learning coding. Almost all of them. If you don't, it's fine. It's fine. You're not going to die. But it becomes more difficult to be competitive in the field. Oh, great super chat, or a great question from Deepak. Or Tony. How would the coronavirus affect your decision? That's my current situation. Great question. For me, I think I said coronavirus. Dang it, you tricked me. Now YouTube's going to demonetize me. I think that eventually this situation is going to go away. I mean, we have to believe that. It will. Our society is changed and it's different, but it will go away. Now, I chose AWS and Azure on the cloud path and learning Linux and Python and all that stuff because my biggest consideration is freedom and time with my family. I believe the most amount of time I can spend with my family is a job where I can choose where I'm going to be, and that's a remote job. That's going to be a remote job every time. I love working remote. It's the best situation. Some people don't like that. Some people are experiencing that now and hate it or love it. But I think a cloud job will give you the best opportunity to be remote because guess what? The cloud's up there or around you, and you can access that from anywhere most of the time. And a job will be more likely to let you work remote in that situation. So I want to turn that off real quick. Let me know if you guys like that whole chat thing. I think it's pretty cool. This tool I'm using doesn't make it easy to find super chats, so I'm just kind of making my way through the town here. I might just jump to the most recent stuff here. Yeah, it doesn't make it easy. Okay, so I got some super chats that kind of came through on this here. Let me see. You guys chat too much. Here I'm complaining about you guys being awesome. Oh yeah, Charles. Thanks for the super chat. 50% off Cisco Cert exams. using Cisco Cert 20 as the code, which, stinking do that. It's amazing. I wish I could find that chat and put it on the screen. It's active until when? The 26th? So actually, I need to buy some Cisco Cert vouchers. That's a great recommendation. Nigel, I can't believe you didn't like Codecademy. Oh, Nigel, Mike Myers is going to try and get a hold of you. He has been doing AMA live video sessions. Yeah, actually, I got his email today. I might do a live stream here with Mike Myers, who was my hero when I first started studying for my A+, and it's really cool I get a chance to talk with him, so be looking for that. Keep it techie, I like the name. Thanks for the super chat. Hey Chuck, have you looked into any of the Linux Foundation certifications? I'm studying for LFCS. I haven't looked at them yet. I haven't, honestly. Again, if you can do a job search and people are looking for that, more power to you. It has to be marketable. It has to be marketable. That's where people that have already existing certifications out there win. Tori, thanks for the super chat. What can I do? I'm just going to switch to the most recent chat so I can make sure I'm putting these on the screen. This thing's a nightmare. There it is. There it is. I almost lost it. Okay. What can I do on my own time to get into IT? Yeah, a certification. That's what I would do. So there's a lot of things you can do. As far as because experience is one of the main things that's going to benefit you in IT. And just to get started, to get some experience under your belt. So if you can volunteer somewhere, and and I understand it's a big commitment, but if you can start volunteering, churches need IT help. They'll let you volunteer. Schools might let you volunteer. Homeless shelters might let you lend some IT services there. I'm sure there's programs that need just people who can help out with IT. I would look for that to get that first initial bit of experience. Also, my brother got his first job in IT just in a job that was like a small little computer repair shop in our hometown. And that was it. He was one of 4 people working there, but that was enough to get him that next help desk job. So just getting those initial jobs. I'm sorry, my smart home system told me our front door was open. I should make a video about that. But yeah, in the meantime, get some certifications, A+, start down that path. The first thing I would just tell you is figure out if you like it, because IT, while I think everybody should learn IT and anybody can learn IT, it's got to be one of those things that you enjoy, because I can tell you right now, it consumed my life. I fell in love with it, and it's now it's what I do. It's what I do when I do things for fun. It's usually IT related. So fall in love with it. Make sure that you have fun with it. But what Jeremy Chara always says, you love what you know. So if you learn something well, you probably end up loving it. That's what I would do. Thank you for the super chat. Let me see if I can pull some other stuff up. Oh, Harris, check my super chat. I'm trying to keep up. I can't. You guys are chatting too fast. And this program's stupid. I might switch. Someone said fiber will destroy all us techies. I don't think so. People always need people on staff. All right, I'm checking my super chats, guys. I'm checking. I'm trying. Testing. If you have a question, let me know. I just said testing. Someone's testing. Here we go. So Jared, humble request for more Azure. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for all the free training. Yeah. So I do plan eventually to, and I say eventually, it's going to be pretty soon. I'm going to make an AWS course for free available on YouTube. That's one of the things you won't find for free very often. There are great courses out there, fantastic courses, but I want to create something for free on YouTube, because I know even just $10 is out of reach for some people. So I want to help you guys out. And maybe it's something you just want to dabble in, or maybe you just want to, just check it out. So I'll be making a course on that pretty soon. I'm going to answer this question real quick. What is the best way to learn Linux? Are there any labs? Man, the beautiful part about Linux is that you can find that stuff anywhere. If you got Windows 10 right now, You got Linux on your laptop right now. Enable the WSL2 Windows subsystem for Linux, and you can install Ubuntu or Kali Linux like an application and run that sucker. It's amazing. I'm getting a phone call. I don't know you. Houston. It's probably a job actually. Once you're in the industry, you get jobs like that all the time. It's awesome. But yeah, you can learn Linux anywhere. Learning in the cloud is actually great. Like I mentioned AWS and Azure. A great little just introduction to Linux or to cloud could be that you go sign up for a free tier, which a free tier on AWS or Azure is just they give you access to their stuff for free for a certain amount of time. Some things you can access forever, but they give you access to free stuff that you can just play with, and you can spin up a Linux lab and just lab it up. It's cool. If you want to go deeper and actually learn some hardcore Linux, I've got links to like IT Pro TV below. Use my coupon code NetworkChuck at 30% off, and they have labs built into their platform, which is really cool. All right, I think my kids spent the night at my grandma's or my in-laws' house last night. I think they're home, so I hear pandemonium downstairs. So I might have to leave the chat here soon, guys. I'm just gonna go through and try to find any super chats I may have missed. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. This live stream is kind of all over the place because I was trying to get this software to work. And oh, by the way, I'm going to throw this up here real quick. 50% off Cisco exams. That's pretty cool. And please don't take me saying like my design path, if I were to do IT right now, is like the only way. Cisco certs are valuable like crazy, and the knowledge you gain is crazy valuable. I just showed you what I would do, my personal preference. You went down the path, you'd be fine. You'd be great. You would have a great time. If you chose a different path, you'd probably have a great time. Just my personal preference. If you disagree with me, I would love to hear what you think. Because I'm just a person on the internet talking to myself. Okay, going through a few things here. Gosh, you guys again chat too much. I appreciate it, but daggum. Okay, great question. From Doug L. Once you've learned Python, how do you show employers that you know Python? This is where IT is becoming more interesting in the admin world. Coders have had to deal with this problem for a long time. Programmers have had this problem for a long time. If you're a programmer, you don't really care about certifications. Like that's not your thing. You don't do that. What you do is you have a GitHub. That's where you put your code. You have your code, put it in your GitHub account. It's a showcase for what you've done. The code that you've written. If you're a web developer, you might have websites. That's where you put your stuff. If you're a network automation engineer and you want to get a new job, you have your network automation scripts and GitHub. You've demonstrated your projects, all project-based. I think, yeah, all of us in IT are actually seeing more of that. Man, gosh, I can't wait to make a video series on this. There's so much I want to say. If I were to quit or start IT right now, there are so many things I would do to hack the system. I would have GitHub. I would have projects. I would make videos. I would have websites demonstrating my skill sets, my study process. I would be making a vlog. I would make a vlog, a study vlog to show my future employers my hustle and who I am and my personality. Because half the battle... Yeah, kids are yelling. Half the battle in getting a job is people need to know you. I said this earlier. Usually when I'm interviewing someone, half of it is I'm seeing what their skill set is. The other half is I'm seeing if they'll mesh with my team. And that's just a matter of personality. Are they hungry? Are they willing to learn? Are they humble? Like there's those things that come in. They're such a huge factor in getting a job. And that's what I look for. So if you can find a way to demonstrate that. So yeah, to answer your question, Doug, GitHub, projects. That's how you demonstrate you know Python. Oh, I think my stuff's off. I don't know. Someone said there's a sub sound that's annoying. Someone said it's awesome. I don't know. You guys are confusing me. I don't know. Cloud Plus. Let me answer this question. Is Cloud Plus worth it? Tyler? I don't want to say no because I haven't taken the Cloud Plus, but from what I understand, looking at the exam objectives and how they compare to others, You'll be a lot better off if you get the AZ900, which is Azure, which I created a course on, link below, or the AWS Cloud Practitioner. These are both entry-level certifications for those cloud platforms. The benefit of doing that is that you learn the basics of cloud, just like you would with the Cloud Plus, but you also learn how to use a specific cloud platform. You learn some of the stuff that they use, what they call their stuff, and how to interact with it. That's valuable, and it gives you that huge boost up to the next level, getting the associate level certifications. And they hold more value, in my opinion. Great question from Attila. What do I think about learning SD-WAN and DC? Oh, that's like crazy valuable. If you don't know, if you're watching this and you're new to IT, you don't know what SD-WAN is. I'm just going to pull up my other chat so I can make sure people are still alive in here. SD-WAN, software-defined WAN. It's network programmability. They have a nice little software package on top of what we've been doing for a long time, DMVPN. It's how we can interconnect our sites, how we interconnect our cloud environments to our data centers. DC stands for data center. It's the new thing. It's the new wave. There are going to be, I believe, Cisco certifications focused on SD-WAN. We already have the book out. It's a huge, amazing thing. I had a video about it, talking about it last year, the year before. But it's crazy cool because when I was working as a network engineer, that was one of my main jobs, is maintaining branch sites and having them interconnect back to our site. I used Cisco ASAs, remote site to sites. I did DMVPN. I know there's other solutions out there, but SD-WAN is the new kid on the relatively new kid on the block, and he's replacing everything. Cisco's not the only player out there. There's others like VeloCloud, and then who else? Like there's some other players out there, but Cisco is trying to dominate that. But yeah, that's the thing. Like I'm giving you my advice, but really any of these things will be golden. Like if you want to go down deep into SD-WAN and data center technologies, do it because you're going to make money. You'll do well. You'll do well. Do I think that you'll make more money going down the cloud path? Yes, I do. And I think it'd be more fun because cloud is new, relatively, and it's exciting. It really is exciting. That's why I mentioned that. All right. I think I'm nearing. Oh, Evan says SD-WAN. Actually, I'm gonna throw Evan up here in a minute. If I can find that other tab. I swear next time, guys, I will be like 20 times more organized. Maybe. I can't really guarantee that, but I'll do my best. I'm just going to throw Evan up there real quick. There we go. Evan, I got your super chat, man. Send. There we go. SD-WAN versus MPLS. I think MPLS is going away. MPLS is the traditional way you would have sites interconnected through circuits, and they're expensive, or they used to be. I mean, they've come down in cost. But I think SD-WAN, which, okay, here's the main difference. And for you guys who don't understand that just yet, you may be new into IT. SD-WAN is interconnecting your remote sites through, most of the time, through traditional internet circuits. Something you might have at your house. So like the internet I'm using at my house would be what I give my branch offices, where previously, in the old days, you might have, I say in the old days, people still use it, you'll get a dedicated MPLS circuit that a provider will give you, like AT&T or CenturyLink or whoever, and they will have an MPLS cloud and interconnect your sites. But SD-WAN uses your traditional internet connection, which is cheaper, and you get some of the same benefits as MPLS. So you got you got QoS, you've got all these bells and whistles that really help your infrastructure. You got on-ramps to cloud technologies really, really super quick. So there's a lot of stuff that's involved in it, a lot of vendors out there. I'm a big fan of SD-WAN as far as a overall solution. Okay. I've got no super. I apologize for the super chats I missed, guys. Here we go. Alex Straz, thanks for the super chat. Personal IT path recommendations for IT educators. So I'm assuming that maybe you're teaching at a school, or you're wanting to become more like what I do, where you teach people. As an IT educator, you got to go wide. So learn Linux, learn Python, get those certifications. CompTIA is a great, just a fantastic place to start because it gives you a great breadth of knowledge. And then, just whatever. It's kind of the same as pursuing a job. You want to specialize in a few things, maybe cloud, Azure, AWS. That's what I would say. How far do you want to go in education? Do you want to educate just people at a certain level? Like, it's kind of like, deciding when you become a teacher of like a high school. Do you want to just teach ninth grade English, or you want to teach 12th grade English or AP English? Like, how deep do you want to go? Do you want to teach CCIE stuff? Like, that's cool. You'll make money doing that, but you may just want to stick with teaching Linux Plus or whatever. Yeah. So personal IT path for IT educators, pretty much the same as what I listed here. Pretty much the same. All right, we're nearing an hour here, or we have surpassed an hour here. I want to try and take a few more questions, and then I'm going to go say hi to my kids. Ramon says, how about this combination? CCNA plus Azure plus Linux plus? Yeah. So it's fun. I actually have all the certifications, and I think that's a great combo for the market, seriously. Because people are going to hire you because they want you to know Azure stuff. Hey, this guy knows networking. That's great. Oh, and he knows Linux too? Man, let's get this guy on board. He's hungry. He's got knowledge, and we can mold him into our ultimate DevOps employee. All right. Spencer Coleman, great question. Thanks for the super chat. Have you had any thoughts about bringing back the podcast? Now, I'll tell you this. I do put these streams on the podcast. So if you prefer just audio only and you're listening to this after the fact, or you want to listen to it again, I don't know why you would. I do put it on Spotify, iTunes, and everywhere else. You might be asking about the podcast I did with David Bombal, which was called This Is IT. I can't tell you much right now. So I'll tell you later. Yep, I'm going to leave it at that. Leave it very, very open. That's all I'm going to say. Great question from Q10s. And thank you for the super chat. How do you make a portfolio for cloud development? That's the beauty of cloud, man. Like, you can spin up an environment in the cloud, even if you're paying for it. Most of the time it's crazy cheap. Because I know, like, I went through the Azure Administrator course. I created a course for that, and I spun up stuff. I went way past the free tier. You can do most of it in the free tier, but yeah, you can spin up stuff in the cloud. And when you go to your interview, you say, "Do you mind if I pull up my cloud account, my Azure account? Let me show you what I have. I've got all this stuff I just did. Check out Azure." Like, that's what's cool about the cloud, man. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. That's what's so cool is that, like, networking, right? Like, you can show up and say, yeah, I know networking. I know OSPF, BGP all day. And they might ask you some questions and stuff, but with cloud, you can say, hey, here's my laptop, log in, here's my stuff. This is real infrastructure. This is real stuff you can see. You might have the same thing here in your environment. That's what's cool about the cloud. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that would be my portfolio, is the cloud. Just do it. Do it in the cloud. That's how I demonstrate those skill sets. Oh, I know my wife's going to get mad at me if I don't. Thank you for the super chat, and I will change the sound for notifications. I'll just probably turn them off next time. Give me a break. It's a new program, okay? Any books or okay. So this, I don't like people spamming, but I'll answer your question. Any books or platforms for learning Linux for free or quick? The YouTube sphere has a ton of Linux stuff that's for free. I'll be making an intro Linux course, so I don't want you to wait. I want you to start learning now. So Google around. Seriously, there's free stuff out there. And if you want to wait for my stuff, okay. I'll make an intro Linux course soon. All right, pulling up more stuff. Just a few more questions, and I really have to go. I want to see real quick if I missed any super chats, and then I want to head out, guys. Again, we do this every Monday, so if you want to hang out next Monday, I'm cool with that too. Okay, I think I'm almost done, guys. Okay, cool. That's all I got. So, not what I wanted to do. There we go. Real quick recap on what I told you as far as like what path I would choose. A+, start with that desktop stuff, get that first IT support job, and then just grow from there. Get the Linux Plus, get the Security Plus, get the what did I say before? Network Plus, and then get CCNA. Like, and I guess I forgot to mention this before, but like CCNA and Network Plus are almost at this point interchangeable. So you could probably at that point pick either or. I like the Network Plus because it does go a bit wider than CCNA, but CCNA and Network Plus are almost, in my opinion, equivalent. And then after CCNA, I would make sure you get that first job. Make sure you have that first job. Just have it before you go any further. You don't want to get too cert heavy or it looks a little suspicious, like you maybe have been brain dumping a bit. But after you get that first job and you have your CCNA, go to the cloud. Go to the cloud. Get that first cloud associate certificate, or get some maybe the entry-level cloud certifications and get the associate level certifications. And then I would dive deep into learning Python and Linux. Just do that. Or if you're going for the Azure stuff, learn PowerShell. PowerShell will be your best friend in that world. Yep. That's all I got, guys. So I apologize if I missed any super chats. I thank you again to all my members. You guys are amazing. And I'll have a stream next week. Thank you to everyone supporting me. And more content coming out. If you missed my the beginning of my CEH journey, I posted that on Saturday. I'm going to start learning some hacking. And we'll see how that goes. Maybe I become a hacker. We'll see. And that'll be fun. That's all I got. I think I've been talking too much. I need to go. So take care. I'll catch you guys later.